Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. A very good morning. Salam pendidikan bermutu, insan terdidik, negara sejahtera. Salam Malaysia Madani. Yang saya hormati rakan-rakan SIC Plus Bahasa Inggeris dari daerah-daerah di kota di Kedah lah. Nak sebut kota start juga tu. Okey. Rakan-rakan SSTP Plus Bahasa Inggeris dari daerah-daerah di Kota Star, rakan-rakan dari USTP Jabatan Pendidikan Daerah Kuala Muda, rakan-rakan guru yang merupakan barisan pembentang kita pada pagi ini. Okey, diharap semua telah bersedia. Mungkin ada yang tak tidur lena malam tadi kan, memikirkan pembentangan yang akan dilakukan. Don't worry, right? You have the rest of the day to have a good rest, right, afterwards. So hopefully we can finish on time and according to schedule. Okay, saya Cikgu Elmi Azri, Mak Jamil, pegawai SIC Plus Bahasa Inggeris, PPD Kota Star. Okay, impromptu host, walaupun diberi tugasan ini last week, right? But I was quite busy yesterday, the whole day. Right, up until around 1 o'clock, I'm preparing slides for my boss lah. So we are similar in that way, right? So when dialogue prestasi time comes around, right? So we have to do the necessary preparations, right, for our bosses lah. Okay, so without further ado, right? I think Madam Farah pun dah, she has explained everything, right, regarding the recording process and so on. Okay, we wish you the best of luck, right? Remember, this is not a competition, no? Competition kan? There are no first place, second place, third place, right? So everyone will get the same cert, right? Everyone will get your 15 minutes time to present today. So all the best, do your best, right? Take a deep breath before you speak. And remember, everything will go up on YouTube. Okay. So, you didn't know the last part, the last bit. Okay, that just adds to the stress, right? Okay, try to relax. Okay, so without further ado, right, let's have our first presenter for the day, Madam Maslinda binti Muhammad Rashidi. Okay, I hope I got that right. From SMK Telui Kanan. Okay, the stage is yours.
Shall I say good afternoon, everyone? Sorry you have to listen to me again, but I hope it's worth the wait. Okay. So let me reintroduce myself. I am Maslinda binti Muhammad Rashidi, and I'm from SMK Teluk Kanan in Baling. Right? Oh, they changed. Oh. Let me introduce my school. We are situated in between the bordering districts, Kuala Muda and Sik, and we have small enrollment, which is 376 students with 39 teachers. Let me introduce you to our English language panel, which consists of 3 optionists and 1 non-optionist and 1 my staff. Okay, we carried our various intervention activities which designs to support the student needs. Simple activities, but of course meaningful. We want them to venture in certain activities that we think that might help them when they go out of the school. So here, looking at our GPMP from 2021 to 2024, right? We are not doing that great, but we are moving towards it. In 2024, we achieved 6.94, which is, I think, the best. Not that the best, but it's still in our pathway to be better. So what we do to get to 2025? 2025, our ETR was set at 6.71. So here what we do. Through SMKTK Goes Global, we took them around the world, doing research guided by teachers. Their findings were shared through a showcase where they showed appreciation on cultures and traditions around the world. Then we have this activity to get them a taste of the working world, where teachers encourage students to take part in the mini documentary. They ventured in becoming a presenter and director and editor by directing own documentary. Students showed confidence when taking parts in the rate and review activity. Students have confidence issue at first, so they are allowed to send videos recording of them making reviews, and their videos were then evaluated by teachers. We tell them what they can do to improve their speaking when they do their speaking part. Not just that, we also taught them how to make good sentences. We believe that we shouldn't be afraid to ask for help. So in Baling, we have English Academic Support Team, a team of English teachers who runs activities and share expertise with schools around Baling. So we have these activities, Success Without Limits, which is run for 3 years already, where teachers share their knowledge, their expertise on tips and tricks on how to answer questions for the SPM. Besides classroom activities, we also want students to have some fun. So we bring Tuesday Market to school. Tuesday Market is also known among the students as Pekan Selasa. So we bring Tuesday Market to school so they can experience doing transaction in English. They sell and buy things using English language. So everyone, from the school's administrator, school staffs, even the makcik and pakcik cleaners, and also the other students were actually taking part without their realizing it. They just come and go, buy some things, and they enjoy it actually. While the students were told to record themselves both ways. The sellers will have their own recording, and the buyers also will have their own recordings. So in class, later after these activities, we exchange the recordings, and from there on, teachers comments and rectify whatever it is that they need to improve, especially when speaking for this the language they use when speaking. So we plan to have this again this year on a bigger scale. We also have this Kampung Life activity, Kampung Life project, where they find out, do research about their kampung, how their kampung got their names, and it is a very interesting historical part of the learning process. We also have weekly speaking drill, where we help students to improve in their speaking as they perform on stage, at the speaker's corner, or during morning assemblies. We also help the SPM candidate with extra classes, which is done weekly. And we spend about 2 hours to train them to with the question drills and how to answer SPM questions using modules and trial papers from other states. So how these activities help to increase our GPMP? Students are more confident using English in writing and speaking, that we can see clearly. We can see the results getting better through 2025. In SPM 2025 speaks out everything. Our GPMP shrunk from 6.94 to 6.00 after the semak semula. These are our proudest students. And that's it. Yep, that's it. And for 2026, we have planned a few more activities which are all ongoing. We have the Grammar Hammer project, You Learn Island, and which these are all still ongoing, as well as the other activities that we had before, and we plan to keep them. All right, I think that is all for my sharing. Thank you for listening again to me. I hope I don't bore you, but thank you so much for listening to my sharing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Maslinda. Okay, so the first presentation or sharing done. Okay, so before we move on to the second one, taking into account or we learned from the first presentation just now, so a few reminders. Okay, so the first one is remember when you come up to the stage, do not immediately start your presentation. Okay, wait until you see your slide is on the screen, then you start. Right? Okay. Number two, you can skip the introduction. You know, you should introduce yourself. That's very important. But the other information regarding your school, your panel members, all that, right? Do skip that part, right? Because what we want to hear is actually the intervention that you did, right? And that's why we are here this morning, to listen to your sharing about your interventions or your programs. Okay. Next. What's next? Okay. Remember to look at Madam Farha. Right. She is showing the countdown. Okay. So that can be clearly seen from wherever she is. Okay. So remember, you have 10 minutes for your presentation, and the other 5 minutes is for Q&A. Right. So if anyone have any questions, move to the front. There's a microphone there. Speak clearly into the microphone. We do welcome questions from members of the audience. All right. Okay. And then another important thing is, you know, the control for this might be a little tricky. You have to get used to it. And if you see the slides are not moving, don't say, okay, my slide is stuck or slide not moving, all that. Just continue your presentation as usual. Our technical team will try and help with the slides if it's not working. If it's not working, just press very hard on the on the controller. Okay, but if you break it, you have to replace it. Okay, right. So that's it. So for Madam Maslinda, if you would like to, try again, we will we will reserve a slot at the end if you want to. Right? So I know it takes time, right? To get warm up, okay, to set aside the anxiety, right? The butterflies in your stomach and all that. I think, but as you are here, as you stand here, I think slowly that will disappear, right? You will be more confident, right? Okay. Next, we welcome teachers from Sekolah Model Khas Baling. There's two of them. Huh? Okay. Two presenters from Sekolah Model Khas Baling. Nur Humaira binti Ahmad and Mazida binti Mokhtar. Okay. Only one. Okay. So Nur Humaira binti Ahmad.
Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. I bid to all SISC Plus officers and all teachers that are here today. Right, so before I start, I would like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here, to be sharing what we have done during our last year SPM in English. And then, so first thing first, I would like to introduce myself. So I'm Nur Humaira binti Ahmad from Sekolah Model Khas Baling, which is obviously located in Baling. Alright, together that should be with me today is teacher Mazida, but she's not here. And then today we'll be sharing about our challenges that we faced before we come up with the interventions. And then I will also be sharing about the positive outcomes that we have achieved during last year's SPM. Alright. So this is what we have achieved during the trial. Before we come up with the intervention, we analyzed the students' answer through trial examination. We had 49 candidates last year, and 5 of them managed to get A minus, while 22 of them managed to get Kepujian, which is B and C. And then we have 12 candidates who got D and E, and then we have 10 failures. And it all contribute to our GPMP 5.96. So we analyzed the student answer thoroughly, and we managed to detect their issues, which why all these 10 failures, why did they fail, right? Okay, so their issues was that we have detected was not only on one paper, but on all 4 papers, which I would like to start with the writing skill first. My students, they struggle to develop ideas, which means that in their essay, they often lacked elaboration. They mostly state their points, but they did not elaborate. And then their vocabulary is also very limited. If you see the word beautiful on the first paragraph, you would see the word beautiful throughout the whole essay. And then their grammar, of course, was not accurate. And then, so what we did was, here is what we did. We call it Writing Excellence Program, where we implemented the framework for each paragraph of the essay, where we used kids, coffee, and cohorts. So kids are used for the introduction essay. What KID stands for is that Q is for question, I is for idiom, D is for definition, and S is for statement. So question, for example, the essay is about, let's say, the value of friendship. So student, they can start doing their introduction by doing question. For example, can you imagine walking alone in this huge world, like that? Because in case of my student, they always have problem to start the essay. they were always like, teacher, ni macam mana nak start? Teacher, how do we start doing this? So some of them even start 5 to 10 minutes in introductions only. So we come up with this framework. And then for the coffee is used in the body paragraph part, where CO stands for cohesive devices, F stands for focus, another F stands for wing, the first E stands for example, and the last E stands for ending. Alright, what I noticed when we do this is that the students, they followed the framework that we gave, so that they get marks there. For example, like I said just now, their issue, they did not have elaboration. So when they do CO, F following, F focus first, and then F following, so they will have elaboration there. They will get marks there for their C contents. Alright, and then we use cohos for the ending paragraph, for the conclusion. Cohos stand for CE. CO is for cohesive device. Hope is for H is for hope. O is for opinion, and S is for stand. Alright, and then I will stand. Yes, I will go back to the issues in. Okay, this is what I said just now. The kids, coffee, and cohos. Okay, let's go back to the issues for reading. My students, they have issued in identifying even simple clues in reading text. So what we did was, we did reading intervention program. Okay, where we have done exercises only focusing on how to find the keywords and how to find the clues in the reading text. Alright, and then we also had issues in Okay, I would like to show you the intervention. Okay, so the next intervention is for listening, where we have hear it, spell it, and score it, we name it, where we drill them every week using weekly listening clinics, where we mostly focus on part 4. And then we also have intervention for speaking, where we have Speak Up and Shine program. We again use framework using POIN framework, which P stand for point, where they have to state their main idea and where they have to directly answer the prompt in the speaking. And then we have O stand for opinion, where they have to explain their point. And then I, illustrate, where they have to give example. And then N stand for new sentences, where they have to link back all of the ideas to the main topic. Alright. Alright, so another some more intervention is that where we have prep terbimbing. We call it prep terbimbing because we are very lucky that our students are all staying in hostel, so we can do prep terbimbing every week from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then during the prep terbimbing, we mostly focused on modules that we have created. Alright, and then we also have extra class every week from 8 to 10 p.m. Alright, and then mostly on extra classes, we focused on mock tests, where I give them the real time limit for their exam. Alright, also we had Teknik Menjawab SPM. We conducted one in Polytechnic, and the speaker was a teacher from other school. we focused on paper 2, part 3. And then we have Success Without Limits 2.0. It was a district program. And it was a sharing sessions from teachers in Baling. I believe it was a successful program because in case of my students, they love to see new faces. They love to have new environment. So next, the positive outcomes of the interventions. All right. Okay. So we managed to get all students to pass. All right. From 10 failures, all students passed, and then 6 candidates got A, where 5 of them got A and 1 A minus, and then we had 25 candidates got kepujian B and C. 18 of them pass, and from our GPMP 6.51 last 2 years, 2025, we managed to make it smaller to 5.22. All right. Next. Yes. Okay, so this is the analysis of our subject. It's the same as what I have explained. We managed to get 5.22. It's just that this is the more detailed analysis. So you can see there. All students pass. From 10 failures, we have managed to get all candidates to pass in English. All right, so I think that's all from me. Is there any questions, teachers? No question. All right, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Teacher Nur Humaira binti Ahmad from Sekolah Model Khas Baling. Okay, very confident, right? Okay, now let us proceed with the third school from Kota Star. Can we welcome representative from SMK Kepala Batas, Teacher Nurul Aina Nadira binti Khairul Hisham.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning everyone. I'm Teacher Nura Aina Nadira binti Khairul Hisham from SMK Kepala Batas. Okay, so today I would like to share, I'm excited to share the success of best practice we did for our school, which is WEW, Smart WEW program at SMK Kepala Batas. Alright, by moving from copying to creating, we have seen incredible results and 84.09 passing rate in SPM English, and our GMP is 5.83. Okay, this program has truly transformed how our students approach writing. Alright, so why did we need this? Because for low proficiency writers, a blank page is a barrier. Our diagnostic data show that most students struggle with limited vocabulary, weak sentence construction, and a total lack of confidence. Without a scaffold, they simply couldn't produce independent paragraphs. Okay, to bridge this gap, we introduced the smart copy method. We reframe from a shortcut into a scientifically sound modeling strategy. Our mantra is see it, mimic it, analyze it, rewrite it, and finally transform it. Okay, as you can see, okay, the SMART stand for C. Students read and observe a carefully selected model text. M. Students copy the text carefully forcing attention to unfamiliar language patterns and spelling. And then we have A, analyze. Students actively identify and highlight vocabulary, grammar rules, and core sentence structure. And then we have rewrite. Students modify the model text by injecting their own ideas into the established framework. And the last one is T, transform. Students produce a completely original piece of writing, retaining the learned structure independently. Alright, as you can see here, this graph illustrates our goal. Fading the scaffold as time and practice increase, teachers' reliance drop, and students' independence climb. The rewrite phase is a crucial point where students begin to take full ownership of their work. Okay, so this is, in the classroom, we execute this in 4 clear phases, which is phase 1 exposure, phase 2 copying, phase 3 language awareness, and phase 4 is guided writing, where students adapt the framework to their own context. Okay, here is a real world example. On the left is the model, on the right is a student's adaptation. You can see the structural grammar is retained, but the vocabulary, like the name of the restaurant and description of the food, is personalized by the students. Moving on, the data speaks for itself. We saw a 34% average score improvement, with class average jumping from 42% to 76% after the intervention. Students are writing longer sentences and making significantly fewer spelling errors. Okay, beyond the scores, look at the diagnostic metrics. We move from highly limited word and high anxiety to varied vocabulary and confident students who are actually willing to participate in writing tasks. All right, these programs hits 3 key pillars: cognitive, deeper understanding, and then affective, eradicating blank page anxiety, and behavioral, developing autonomous writing habits. Basically, we aren't just teaching a task, we are building writers. Okay, we know that no method is perfect. To keep it effective, we combat boredom with high interest tasks, manage time with 10 minutes daily routines, and differentiate difficulty to match every student's baseline. Okay, our method is rooted in behaviorist theory. By using structured copying, we dismantle the cognitive overload of writing. We give students the blueprint so that they can focus their mental energy on personal expression. All right, in conclusion, this method is simple, low cost, and practical. It proves that weak learners don't need lower expectation, they just need a clearer blueprint. When we provide excellent framework, excellent writing inevitably follows. Okay, thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation. All right, thank you very, very much.
Okay, thank you very much to teacher Nurul Aina Nadira binti Khairul Hisham from SMK Kepala Batas. Okay, very confident, although she started in November last year. So still very, very fresh. Okay, but looks presentation wise and very confident and very like seasoned. Okay, did you do a lot of presenting in your during studies? Okay, it shows. All right. Okay, next. We will continue. You want to continue or take a break? Continue. Okay. I need a break. Okay, never mind. Okay, we continue with SMK Pinang Tunggal. Okay, SMK Pinang Tunggal is represented by teacher Cik Dashila binti Cik Da. Okay, please welcome.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all distinguished officers from Education Department, SISC Plus officers and fellow educators. Okay, I am Cik Dashila binti Cik Da from SMK Pinang Tunggal. Today I am honored to share some of the practices implemented by our English language panel. Right? Okay, before I begin, I would like to emphasize that the improvement in our SPM result is not the result of a single program or intervention. Okay, many factors help, okay, to improve the result. Okay, we were also fortunate to receive the continuous guidance and support from SISC Plus officers. And other than that, much of the credit must go to our English language teachers for their commitment and hard work throughout the year. All right. Okay, looking at our result, our English pass rate increased from 78.26% in 2024 to 88.08% in 2025. Okay, our percentage of students obtaining A plus to C also increased from 35.50% in 2024 to 42.38% in 2025.
90%. This represented a substantial improvement and suggested that many students who were initially at risk managed to cross the passing. Okay, before implementing any intervention, we first ask ourselves a simple question: what exactly is preventing our students from succeeding in English? After analyzing scripts, classroom performance, speaking assessment, and teachers' feedback, several recurring issues emerged. Firstly, many students struggle to construct complete and accurate sentences. Secondly, speaking confidence was generally low. Students often had ideas but lacked. Okay, to address the challenges that we identified, we adopted a differentiated approach. Rather than creating all students the same, we do our intervention according to students' needs. For all students, we implemented monthly email writing.
All right, okay. Okay, to evaluate the effectiveness of our efforts, okay, we compared our trial examination result with the actual SPM result. Okay, one encouraging observation was the significant reduction in our failure rate. During the trial examination, 46.35% of our students failed the exam. Okay, luckily, in the actual SPM exam, the failure rate had dropped to only 11.92%. Okay. During the trial examination, 43% of our students achieved at least grade C. In the actual SPM exam, the figure was 42.38%. Although there was a slight difference, the overall quality of achievement was maintained. All right. Before implementing any interventions, we first ask ourselves a simple question. What exactly is preventing our students from succeeding in English SPM? After analyzing scripts, school performance, classroom performance, and all that, we noticed that, firstly, okay, many students struggle to construct sentences. All right. Secondly, speaking confidence was generally low. They lack the confidence. Thirdly, vocabulary was limited. Many students relied on the basic words repeatedly. They tend to use the same word. Okay. Fourthly, students are difficult to elaborate on their points. Finally, a significant numbers of students were unable to score even 15 marks in email writing. Okay. Another practice that we believe benefited our students was the same English teacher followed the class from Form 1 until Form 5. This helped teacher to develop deeper understanding on students' strengths and weaknesses. Okay, unfortunately, with the implemented of two sessions, school system, it is hard to do it. Okay. All right. Okay. For the intervention, we group all our students according to their performance or their need. Okay. For all students, we implemented email writing techniques using the greedy Olaf 811 chicken salad. Okay, greedy is stand for greeting. Okay, okay, and then Olaf is just like writing the response. Okay, writing the response either happy or sad. And 8 is we need to answer all the requirements. And then 11 is stand for elaboration. Chicken is C, chicken just now is stand for closure, and salad is for sign off. Okay, during the KBB class, KBB class is just like extra class at our school. Okay, we also conducted speaking template drills, okay, by repeatedly exposing students to useful sentence structures. We hope to increase their confidence and fluency. In addition, we organize a monthly Spell It Right program to strengthen spelling accuracy and vocabulary development. All right, for students in the D to G range, we use the copycat method that allows students to learn from model answers. Okay, we also introduce what we call the 7 because strategy. Okay, much credit must go to our SISC plus officer, Madam Kiranjit Kaur, for sharing her wonderful techniques. Okay, we taught several simple reusable because phrases such as because it is very yummy, because it is very fun, because it is very good, because it is very important, because it is very easy, because it can save my time, and because it can save my money, and because it is very useful. So the The sentence or the phrases is very simple. Also, we ask our student to memorize it, especially the weak student. Okay. For C2A students, we introduce both race techniques. Okay, these techniques was introduced by one of our English language teacher, which is Mr. Andrew Tan. Okay, for your information, both is the techniques to write the main idea. B is stand for basic techniques. Okay, we use back the words from the question or the requirement, and we just replace the word you to me, or you to I or me, and then your to my, like that. Okay. O is one by one. A is stand for advanced technique, and T is top secret. Okay, I want to repeat that this technique is to elaborate the main idea. Okay. Okay, for race, okay, just now, both race, right? So for race, we are using race technique to write elaboration, okay? Okay, R is stand for reason, A is stand for additional details, C is stand for cause and effects, and E is stand for example. So if if the student use these techniques, their sentence is, I think they will get a high mark, because it already have cohesive devices, complex sentences, and all that. Okay. This bring us to the end of my presentation. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. All right, thank you. I think that's all from me. Okay.
Thank you very much, Teacher Cik Dashila binti Cik Dak from SMK Pinang Tunggal. Okay, we move on next to presenters. Are there two of you from SMK Bandar Bukit Kayu Hitam? One or two? Two. Okay, two presenters. All right, so we welcome the dynamic duo of teacher Noli Malis Jazurina Kamarudin and her partner teacher Arifah binti Abidin from SMK Bandar Bukit Kayu Hitam.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. First and foremost, we would like to express our sincere appreciation to the Kedah State Education Department for giving us this valuable opportunity to share our best practices. Today, we are honored to present the English language interventions implemented in our school, SMK Bandar Bukit Kayu Hitam, which have contributed to our students' improvement in the SPM 2025 English language examination. Throughout this presentation, we will share our students' performance, the learning issues we identified, the targeted interventions that we carried out, and the impact of these interventions on our students' achievement. Without further ado, let me introduce the presenters for today's session. My name is Ms. Arifah binti Abidin, and I am the head of English Language Panel at SMK Bandar Bukit Kayu Hitam. Together with me is Madam Nolimalis Jazurina binti Kamarudin, who is our school's head of Language Department. For today's presentation, I'll be sharing our classroom intervention strategies and their implementation, while my colleague will present our students' rationale between the interventions. So we hope that the practices that we are about to share will provide useful ideas and practical strategies that can be adopted by other schools according to their own context. So this is our school's headcount. Before we explain our interventions, let me briefly share our SPM 2025 achievement. In 2025, we had 66 candidates. Our school subject achieved a GPMP of 6.08 with an overall pass rate of 93.95%. We also recorded 9 distinctions and 29 students obtaining credit passes. This result shows a significant improvement compared to the previous year. However, instead of celebrating the numbers alone, we actually wanted to understand what actually contributed to this improvement. This led us to analyze our students' learning needs and more closely. When we compared our performance with SPM 2024, the progress became even clearer. Our GMBAP improved from 6.56 to 6.08, while the pass rate increased by 11.68%, from 82.26% to 93.94%. The number of students obtaining distinctions increased from 4 to 9, and credit passes increased from 20 to 29 students. Most importantly, the number of students who failed English was reduced from 11 to only 4 students. And these improvements did not happen by chance. They were the result of continuous monitoring and targeted classroom interventions. So after analyzing our AR3 examination results, the trial exams, we identified 4 major learning gaps. For reading, 22 of 65 students had limited vocabulary and struggled to understand examination text. For writing, 50 out of 65 students had difficulty organizing and developing essays. For listening, another 50 out of 65 students had difficulty Another 50 students struggled to identify specific information accurately. And lastly, a special program. 7 students from 5 Sadina Othman, the last class, needed intensive support in email writing. So instead of applying just one strategy to everyone, we designed specific interventions based on these identified weaknesses. So, let my colleague begin with one of the most effective interventions, jigsaw writing.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. So now let me share one of our key writing interventions, which is called jigsaw writing. I guess most of us have done it in classrooms, but did not name it as it is. Okay, it's a collaborative writing activities where students generate and organize their ideas effectively so that they can understand essay structure and organization, and also enhance creativity in writing. Okay, so based on the AR3 analysis, we found that many students were able to generate simple ideas, but they struggle to organize those ideas into a complete and well-structured essay. They often lacked confidence when writing long responses and tended to depend heavily on the teacher. So to address this issue, we introduced jigsaw writing. All right, so this is the implementation process. Okay, first, students are placed in mixed ability groups to encourage peer support. Each group receives a part 2 or part 3 question, and then they draw lots to determine which paragraph they will write, whether it is the introduction, one of the content paragraphs, or the conclusion. So after discussing and brainstorming ideas, each group writes their assigned paragraph on mahjong paper, and after that, they display their complete paragraph on the board. And at this stage, I guide the students by highlighting the effective vocabulary, sentence structures, and common grammar mistakes. Finally, students will copy the corrected version into their exercise books for future reference. This activity not only improves writing skills, but also promotes collaboration, critical thinking, and active participation. So in the next slide, all right, so this shows an example of the students' final work after completing the jigsaw writing activity. Okay, most importantly, students become more confident because they realize that writing a complete essay is achievable when they work through it systematically. All right, so our next intervention was Idea Blast. This is on the speaking topics. Okay, one common challenge among our students was their inability to elaborate on their ideas during the standard writing section. Okay, and also for speaking, of course. So many students could identify the content points, but they struggled to explain or support these points with relevant examples. All right, so in this activity, students work in pairs and each pair receives a different part 3 writing question or speaking topics on part 3 question from various teams. So they discuss the question and develop ideas by producing mind maps or short notes. During the discussion, they focus on providing explanations, examples, and supporting details for each content point. After completing the task, every pair presents their ideas to the class. All right, this allows students to learn from different teams instead of only focusing on one question. Finally, I will provide feedback by refining their ideas, introducing more suitable vocabulary, and suggesting stronger examples where necessary. So I pass it on to Arifa for the next intervention.
So Gempur Email is a special program conducted with the last class 5 Saidina Uthman, which focuses on helping students master paper 2 part 1. One of the sections where students in the last class consistently struggle. So we found out that the students do not know how to organize their responses for the email question, and they often miss the task requirements, wrote incomplete answers, or made grammatical mistakes. To address this, we simplified the writing process to 8 manageable steps. First, students work in collaborative groups, allowing them to discuss ideas before writing. And next, instead of asking them to create an introduction on their own, we provide them with a standard opening statement, which is, "Hi, how are you? I hope you are fine." And then we ask the students to memorize it. So this helped the weaker students begin writing with confidence because they have confidence issues. So the students identify the task requirements by underlining the content points that must be included. And after that, they construct the email in one sentence at a time. Each sentence contains one point and is connected using an appropriate cursive device such as firstly, secondly, in addition, the simple ones because they are the last class. And this teaches the students to write clearly and logically instead of producing long and confusing sentence, which I am not able to read. So once all the content points have been completed, students finish the email using the standard closing statement. That is all for now. Goodbye. Before submitting, the students must check self-checklist, using a self-checklist, reviewing the grammar, vocabulary, sentence structure, cohesive device, and whether they have fulfilled all the requirements that I have asked before. So then I provide immediate feedback, and if there are any errors, the students must rewrite and rewrite and rewrite until they get everything correct. So now I'll pass on to teacher Nolimalis.
Okay, for our next intervention, speak up. Okay. All right, for this, speak up, all right. For this intervention, we introduce an online speaking program that provides students with additional opportunities to practice outside normal school hours. Okay, the intervention creates a safe and supportive environment where students can communicate more frequently and gradually, building their self-confidence. Okay, so for this program, students first, okay, let me show the implementation progress. Okay, so students first choose a suitable speaking session according to the timetable provided. The sessions are conducted online through Google Meet during weekdays and weekends, allowing students to participate from home. During each session, students attempt speaking paper 3 trial questions from different states with their assigned partners. This exposes them to a wider variety of topics and question styles. At the end of every session, students reflect on their own performance before receiving constructive feedback from me. The feedback focuses on fluency, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and also content development. With regular practice and immediate feedback, students gradually become more confident and are able to communicate more effectively in English. Okay, our next slides, we are going very fast. Okay, so these are some of our ex-students' feedback, okay, all right, who regularly still come to school. Okay, so here are some of the comments from this activity. I learned new words and I can share my ideas with my friends. From this activity, I learned how to organize my ideas and contents perfectly. From this activity, I learned new vocabulary and improve my writing skill. It also helped me understand how to use new words correctly in sentences. So here are some of our students' feedback. We move on to the impact of the programs. Okay, so the impact of these interventions can be seen not only in our SPM results, but also in our students' learning progress. Students showed noticeable improvement in organizing ideas, writing complete responses, and speaking with greater confidence. They also became more independent in checking their own work before submitting it. Okay, conclusion. Okay, in conclusion, our experience has shown that meaningful improvement does not happen overnight. It requires careful planning, continuous monitoring, and consistent implementation of targeted interventions. We hope that these strategies shared today will inspire some of you here to implement similar approaches in their own context. With that, thank you. Okay, is there any questions? We are going really fast. No question? So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much to the teachers from SMK Bandar Bukit Kayu Hitam. Okay, our first twin presenters, right, for today. Okay, similarly, our next presenter is our first male presenter for today. Right, so please welcome Mr. Vikram anak lelaki Menon from SMK Taman Kenari.
Okay, good morning everyone. I'm Mr. Vikram, I'm from SMK Taman Kenari. We at Taman Kenari, SMK Taman Kenari, we are very grateful to be chosen to be sharing our little intervention with all of you. It's not going to be something extravagant or something grand. It's going to be very simple, but I hope whatever I'm going to share today is going to benefit any one of you. Before I go into the intervention, let me show you the data. This is the data. For this presentation, I'm going to include the data from 2023 up to 2025 because we started this intervention in 2023 so that I can show you the impact of the program up until now. So let me go one by one. This is our grade point average, GPA. If you can see, from the year 2023, it got smaller, improved from 6.83 to 6.39, and then it further improved to 5.76, and then this is the passing percentage. In 2023, we achieved only 74.15%, and then we got better in 2024 to 79.96, And then latest, 2025, we achieved 84.42%. If you can see from 2023 to last year, 2025, the passing percentage has improved by 10.27%. And this is the percentage of people getting excellent, average, and weak grades. For excellent, if you can see, from got improved from 2023 to 2025. We also improved. We got a lot of A+ last year, and the average also on the upward trend. And the weak, I believe weak is getting reduced because of the all moving to average group. Now, my school is a very normal daily school. As of now, we have about 208 students taking SPM. So, although the number of students increased from 164 to 199, we're so grateful because we managed to keep the momentum on by improving the passing percentage and the GPA. Now, let's go on to the intervention. In 2023, we had our we hit rock bottom. We've never had 6.83. That's the lowest GPA ever recorded. So that was the worst year for our English panel. So that was a wake up call for all of us. We got to do something about it. Otherwise, we are going to go into 7. The passing percentage improved, although the passing percentage improved, but we lack quality. So what were we going to do? That was the question that was going around in all our heads. So before I proceed with the intervention, this is the reality of our classroom. We are an urban school, a normal daily school. We have some good students, very good students. We also have very, very weak students. Even if you go to my class, if you just walk into my last class, you would have students getting A for English. Just because they are not good in other subjects, they are at the last class. We would also have students, if you go to the first class, also could fail English. So that is the reality. So we have to face this. So what we did was, rather than introducing module after module, we thought that modules are not helping us enough. So we thought we got to change it. We have to change the pedagogical. We have to change the way we teach it. We have to change the way they learn. So from the teacher-centric, drill-heavy, reliance on repetitive modules, we came up with, why don't we give the power to the students? Why don't we try on the collaborative strategies? And so that then we came up with the system called buddy system. So it's a normal, I think everybody, every teacher must have done it in your classroom, but we did it in a differently. So backed by social constructivism theory, we are more interested in MKO, more knowledgeable others. Since we have mixed ability classrooms and we have students who are better and weak in each classroom, so we thought, why don't we pair them? We pair the more knowledgeable other with the less proficient one, so that they can help each other. So that is a strategy intervention where that we used. So the buddy system we used is very targeted, because it's done in every classroom. So in every classroom, the students will be working in pairs. And we don't simply pair them because of choice, because of data. We pair them, pair the less proficient, probably with lowest TOV marks, with those who've got better marks. So every pair, in each pair, there'll be somebody who's better than the other student. So because we want to try out the MKO. And then it's after the pairing, it's all about joint effort. So they have to follow the lesson in pairs. They have to complete the task in pairs. They have to present in pairs. Everything is done in pair. The idea is that we want them to learn from each other. It's going to be a two-way street learning. When we pair the less proficient student with the more proficient student, the more proficient students get the chance to demonstrate what he or she learned, or how she or he learned, or how she or he would approach a task, and they can actually teach or show or guide the less proficient. The less proficient, on the other hand, get to learn from their peers, which is going to be really in a less stressful environment because they're working with a pair. So these are some of the images, pictures I took during our PDC. This is how they work. They always sit together with their pairs. They would do all the activities, reading, speaking, and listening together. And if you can look at the body language, they are more relaxed compared to working with the teacher. So when they're working with a pair, they are more relaxed. So in 2024, we had improvement from 2023. From 6.83 GPA, we improved to 6.39 with a better passing percentage from the year before. So we believe that this is due to our buddy system. So we wanted to continue to 2025, especially the buddy system helped those who always fall in the D grade, help them to improve to the C grade. And then we thought that, okay, let's continue with this intervention in the following year. So last year in 2025, we continued the same intervention, but what we did was we started in when they were in Form 4. We started early. We started pairing them up as early as in Form 4. So we think because of that, we managed to achieve 5.76. We have never had 5 before. It's always been 6, 6.2, 6.8. And then last year was the best year. We recorded 5.76 with better passing percentage, 84.42%. It's a big jump, huge jump from 2023. And we believe it all because of the buddy system. This is the GPA, how it improved. And this is the overall improvement of the GPA and the passing percentage. I believe that whatever intervention that we try, I think we have to also consider students' voice, what they think about our intention. So with the little time that I had, I managed to get a few of my students to share what they think about our buddy system. There was 2 videos. I'm not going to show you videos. I've also had the survey. So these are the responses that I got from them. If you can see, most of the colors you can see from afar is either purple, green, or yellow. So the question I asked them, how would they describe their feelings? So I enjoyed working with the buddy to complete English tasks. Working with the buddy made me feel more confident. I felt comfortable sharing my ideas and answers with my buddy. My buddy was helpful and supportive when we worked together. I think from these responses, we got a sense that the buddy system was actually helping them to do better. And then these are also the colors you can see. Yellow is neutral, green is agree, they agree with the statement, and purple is they strongly agree. So from this we can see that the students are actually, the students also felt that the buddy system actually helped them a lot, because neither of them disagree with the statement we posted in the survey. This is also another question. This question is about The buddy system helped me understand the English lesson better. I learned new things, vocabulary, grammar, or ideas from my buddy. We were able to complete our English tasks faster and better by working together. I feel my English skills have improved because of the buddy system. So for all of these statements, they've shown either neutral, agree, or disagree. So these are the responses by the students last year. Well, for this year, we have bigger challenge, because we have more students, 208 students. Whether we are going to use this strategy, we're still reviewing it. This is another question. What did you like the most about working with the buddy? I've seen the responses is all positive. Whether are we going to use this strategy? We are going to use this strategy, but we had to do some improvement because the generation has changed. We started this in 2023. We cannot use the same thing over and over. There has to be some kind of changes to be made. The challenge that we face from students this year, I think that most of them are becoming individualistic. They like to work alone. Even if I pair them with somebody that from the same class they resist. Either they show no interest or they just do this task for the sake of doing it. They're not really excited. So we had to do something about this intervention. So if you are planning to use this intervention with your student, make sure you see what they feel about it rather before pushing them to the intervention. I guess that's all from me. I hope my sharing has benefited most of you. Thank you so much. Are there any questions from the floor? Can I have any question? Anything that you would like to ask? I guess there's no question. Thank you very much.
And congratulations to the teachers in SMK Taman Kenari for the improvement shown, right, displayed to us just now, and it's very good, right, from the lowest point and it's going up. The trajectory is moving up. We have to wait to away. Right? That one will come later. Okay. So we shall move on, right, to our next presenter from SMK Tengku Sharafuddin Badlisha. So without further ado, let's welcome teacher Razliza Hafiza binti Razak to the podium.
Assalamualaikum, a very good morning. Okay, my name is Razliza Hafiza binti Razak. I'm from SMK Tengku Sharafuddin Badlisha, which is located in Kulim. Okay, this is my last year team. Our last year team from SMK Tengku Sharafuddin Badlisha, or previously known as Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Taman Jelutong. I am the head of the panel, and Madam Noasmida is the Guru Kanan Bahasa, as our friend Julie was from, who is now moving to transferred to SMK Bedong. What a miss. Okay, now to begin with, I like to share our postmortem and strategies that we used to teach our Form 5 students last year. Okay, I'll begin with our previous achievement in 2022, which is our GPMP is 2.56, followed in 2023 2.51, 2025 2.53, and Alhamdulillah Hazza min Fadli Rabbi, in 2026 we got 2.06, which is the best record ever. So the main there are strategies that we use, but I believe that most of us are using the same strategies but using but with different names, with different name. So our strategies for Form 5 last year, actually from 2023, we use Chuchi program, which is clear, unclear ideas, center mastery program, and vocab quest program. These strategy intervention are meant for all group of students, but we differentiate the exercises. Okay, so today I think this is the one that I would like to highlight from our school, Chuchi. Okay, Chuchi stands for clear and unclear idea. We decided to focus on writing intervention as our students are having problems in elaborating content point clearly. They can elaborate but not clear. They tend to elaborate points without clearly correlating to the content point ideas. In 2025, we actually added something to Chuchi where we also include some use of strategic variety of sentence starters to elevate overall writing qualities. Okay. Sorry. Okay, let me show. This is the example, okay, of the question that students answer in their exercises. The teacher withdraw their answers, and we ask them to clear the sentences. For example, this is the sentence: the usage of electronic reading materials among teacher. Okay, they are about to write for requirement 1 or content point 1, benefits of reading ebooks. So the student come up with this answer actually. This is what we consider as unclear answer. So we derive the answer and ask the students to clear it. How do we ask them to clear it? They are going to write in what we call a table like this. Okay, this is the table that we have. So for each sentence, the unclear sentence, they have to rewrite or to clear it. After that, we ask them to put it this way. For the first sentence, should be point. Okay, they write the simple sentence to explain the point. After that, they write another sentence to elaborate, and then they give example. Finally, they conclude the sentence. This I think this method is famous. You can get it from any sources in the internet. We are using the same thing. However, we try to improve it by adding some sentence starter to help them with cohesive devices. Okay, so we come up with the list of sentence starters that they are going to use for their paragraph. Okay, R1A means the first point for content point 1. We call content point as a requirement. So they will have a set of PEEC list. So they are going to begin with these sentence starters. As you see, this is the previous answer. After they clear the sentence, they find out the point, they clear the sentence, and this is the point they come up with. Then they use this sentence starter. After that, they will have this set of sentences, which they will later write as a paragraph. They include the sentence starters in the PEEC sentences. Okay, this is the sample, the corrected version, the one written in blue. Okay, this is the corrected by the students. After we told them this is unclear sentence. We have to make it clear. You have to find the information to clear your point. Okay, then they will use Google. They will ask, they will think, they will do all the brainstorming. We allow them. Okay, so after they have the corrected version, then we come up with the polished version. After they finish the polished version, then only they will come up with the proper paragraph. Okay. We started this in 2023, but then in 2024, my team decided that this should be applied to the whole classes. The whole classes. This no longer a try and error because it works. So we did we did have a PLC. When during the PLC, the Form 5 teacher will explain to the Form 4 teachers as well as the lower form teachers. So this year, since it's work last year, so this year my Guru Kanan Pelajaran GKB told us to start with Form 2. Okay, this practice should be started in Form 2, but we use in a simple method or what we call Oreo. So for the upper form, we will use PEEC. The lower form, we will use Oreo. I think the same thing that we are familiar with. Okay. This is the example of how we carry out in class. After they know what is PEEC, they are able to write down the points. Then we train them to write it in paragraph. Okay. Since my students, they use this what we call DTBM, direct translation of Bahasa Melayu, and in their essays. So I do encourage them. What else can I do? I have to encourage them to think, but I will give them some examples. Down there, the Malay version was written by me. Okay, the Malay version. Then they are going to do the PEEC in English. They are going to do the PEEC in English. Okay. Okay. This is the activities that we did. We carry out. Once they are good at PEEC, they can write. They are going to do exercises during the extra classes, during the lesson, and so on. Okay, PEEC is started in when they come to Form 5. As they start the first lesson, the first class in Form 5, this year we already introduced them PEEC, so that they can use it until trial exam. But for next year, our plan is to introduce PEC since Form 2. Okay, I mean Oreo in Form 2. So it's going to be carried out through the 3 years, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. And then by Form 5, they should be able to understand how to develop a incorrect idea. It's going to take a long time to make sure they know what they are writing. So far, they can write. My school does not have problem to write, but they could not correlate their point with the evidence, with the elaborations, and as well as example. So that is what we want them to make clear. So that is how we come out with these activities, and then we practice it. It turned out to be last year we managed to push lots of A from these activities, because the good students, they can already deliver the message clearly. After we finish with the PAC, they are clear with everything. We help them with the language. We help them with the vocabs, so that they can manage to get B2 and C1 level. Okay, if you ask me what about the weak student? Yeah, we use PEEC in a simple way, in a very simple way. As long as they can write and it is clear, delivered, message delivered, that is good enough. As for the good student, they are going to change some of the vocab to help them with the vocab sentence structure. We encourage them to write more complex sentences for the good students. So that is how we did. I'm not saying that this is the best one, but this is so far the one that we can share, because as for the rest, I think all of us actually are doing the same thing. All of us are doing actually the same thing, because I'm not going to brag anything, but this is so far helps us so far. Maybe we have to change, as Mr. Vikram said, the students are getting less attention span. So I don't know what we're going to do this year, because 1 minute lesson is already a burden for them. Maybe we should add more TikTok things in the class, and so that they will focus on us. So yeah, we will try inshallah, and all the good things inshallah, whatever we wish for, whatever we pray for, somehow it will come back to us. That's what I believe. Okay, so I think that's all. Is there any question? No, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much to Madam Razliza Hafiza binti Raza from SMK Tengku Sarafuddin Batlisha. Right. So as she mentioned just now, the interventions for our students, sometimes they are repetitive in nature, only the name changes, right? But most importantly, the interventions should cater to the students in our school, and as their teachers, I think we know our students best and what works for them, what will not work with them, right? So that's important to keep in mind. Okay, so let's continue our day by lending an ear to our next presenter, Madam Rohaida binti Abdullah from SMK Lubuk Buntal. Okay, please welcome her.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and good day everyone. I'm Rohaida binti Abdullah, representing everyone from SMK Lubuk Buntal, Serdang, Kedah. Today I'm going to share with all of you two main best practices in rising excellence for SMK Lubuk Buntal English SPM 2025. Before I proceed, SMK Lubuk Buntal is situated in the small town of Serdang, Kedah, which is kind of rural area near to the border of the three states, Kedah, Penang and Perak, with just 480 students enrollment, 39 teachers, and SPM candidate of 2025 was only 80 students. For your information, obviously most of them are using BM, and buying English newspapers would be impossible at that area, which eventually affects their confidence and proficiency in using English. Now let's look at our English SPM paper growth journey from the year 2023 until 2025. As we can see here, in the year 2023, SMK Lubuk Buntal had achieved 6.76 for our GPMP, and it improved to 6.59 in the year 2024. And we are so grateful that last year, 2025, we had achieved 5.90, which is obviously our first time reaching number 5 in our history. In this following slide, improvement in the quality of grade C and higher is clear. From getting 32.5% for 2023, it improved to 35% in the next year and tremendously elevated to 43.8% last year. We were indeed grateful to have 3 A+ candidates, which definitely helped in the leap of achievement. They were undoubtedly excellent candidates. Teachers, honestly, there are several practices that we had been doing all these years, yet today I'm going to focus on these two practices, English Express module and Speak Up module. We started both modules during June 2025 after we had finished the syllabus around May 2025. As I mentioned earlier, Lubuk Buntal is a rural area, so we really need to finish the textbook first, provided them English materials for the students. Okay, both modules were drilled and done by the student until October for Speak Up module, as we had paper 3 exam in early November. On the other hand, the English Express module were used until November 2025. The strategy, okay, let's move on. Let me explain more about the Speak Up module, which was done with the aim to enhance students' communication skills as they will have better confidence in speaking when they are used to the right SPM speaking format. It was also to help students expand their English vocabulary list. Our main strategy was using and combining a few speaking modules around Malaysia. For instance, Kampoi, Camp Tutorial, Don't Borak Kacip, and Mua Speak Up. These modules are then altered to suit our students' ability and familiarity. Going through this module, students were to practice speaking in pairs for 1 minute using sample question with provided answers in round 1. Then, in round 2, students were to speak independently without aids or answers. We implemented both rounds based on the speed dating concept in order to make the students become more confident to speak to different people since they have to change partners after 1 minute sessions. In addition, we conducted it alternately with the hope that the students will memorize the vocabulary list better. Meanwhile, for round 3, which is about targeted drills, where students did intensive practice on turn taking and decision making using drafted speaking scripts. Okay, here are the example of speaking cards that they use in round 1. Using the aids that we provide the sample answers through the speed dating. Okay, next. These are the drafted scripts for part 3. And these are the pictures when they were seated between the partners. Split up. They were seated with the partners. Now let's move on to the English Express module. I guess this is a simple thing that everyone have done too. This module is conducted during June until November 2025, which ended just before the SPM English paper. It was done at least 2 sets per week using various states paper 1 trial question from the year 2021 until 2025. This method was chosen with the target to expand students' English words bank, covering the requirements of paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, and paper 4. It was also to make the students have a better understanding and familiar with the exam paper structures and requirements. Here are some screenshots of our Google Drive containing all the try papers from 2021 until the year 2025. The next slide is showing some pictures of the students doing the module. In summary, these modules are indeed simple, budget-friendly, and obviously the key is consistency and persistence as well as patience. Well, language is a skill that wouldn't be mastered in a day, right? Through the successful implementation of English Express and Speak Up module, we have built a strong foundation of confidence and academic excellence, not to mention the amazing commitment given by everyone, including parents, students, teachers, the administration of SMKLB itself, PPD, as well as the JPN of Kedah. As we look ahead, we hope to see greater improvements in the upcoming years. Okay, that's all from me, I guess. Is there any question? No question. Thank you. That's all from me. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much to Cik Rohaida binti Abdullah from SMK Lubuk Buntar. Right. Our next presenter, overseas presenter. Overseas lah, from Langkawi kan. Okay, please welcome Teacher Razi Amri from SMK Langkawi. Okay, Mr. Razi Amri from SMK Langkawi. Okay, our second gentleman for today.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to SISC Plus officers and teachers. So my name is Razi Amri, and today I would like to share the best practices implemented by the English panel of SMK Langkawi Pulau Tuba to improve our today I would like to share the best practices implemented by the English panel of SMK Langkawi Pulau Tuba to improve our SPM English language performance. So our school is a rural secondary school with 223 students, 28 teachers, and we have only 3 English teachers, all right? Because for form 5 we only have 2 classes. All right. So today I will be sharing the issue and intervention that led to our improvement in the SPM 2025 English result. All right. So these are the SPM English teacher. Me and Mr. Ahmad Taufik. He is my senior. Next is I am sharing the average grade and pass rate for English subject in SMK Langkawi. Alright, so this slide shows our English performance over 4 years. The number of candidates range from 29 to 41 students. Although our average grade remains relatively stable, the most important indicator was the pass rate. Right? In 2022, the pass rate was only 68.97%. It improved to 77.5 in 23. Next, there was a slight drop to 75% in 2024. However, after implementing our targeted intervention, the pass rate increased significantly to 86.49 in the 2025 SPM examination. Alright, so this improvement gave us confidence that our strategies will work. Next. Alright, so our ultimate target is 100% pass rate in English. Every year we review our weakness, identify student at risk, improve our teaching methods, and introduce new intervention. So continuous improvement is the key to achieving our long-term goal. Alright, next I will show the TOV or PAT, which is the final examination for Form 4 during their 2024 last exam. Right, as you can see, there's only pass rate is only 30%. Only 11 students and 25 passed failed the examination. Alright, so to improve the percent, what we do, we come up with some findings. First of all, we look for the issues. Okay. First, the first issue is student did not understand basic writing techniques. Second, student struggle to identify key information during the listening test. Next, they lack confidence during the speaking assessment. And the last one is many students have very limited vocabulary, right, which make them difficult to understand the question. Okay, so for every issue, we designed a specific intervention instead of applying the same solution to every student. Our philosophy was simple: different problems require different solution. All right. So the first one is the first issue is student does not understand basic writing techniques. So the student have idea, but they did not know how to organize them. To solve this, we introduced 2 structured writing techniques. The first one is the 2H2IB for question 2. So for paper 2, question 1, which the email writing. Previously, I used the first technique, which is SIMCB, which is salutation, introduction, main body, closure, and by SIMCB. And it was difficult for students. They can't remember what is S, which is salutation. So I come up with 2H, 2I, and B, which is the first H is hello or hi. The second H is how are you? I hope you are fine. I heard you are the rest. And the first I is in my opinion. We are starting with the main body. And then the next I is the closure. I hope you like my suggestion. Right? And the last one is B, which is by. Right? And the second was the peel technique for continuous writing. Okay? Where the student don't know the structure. Okay, so I come up with peel. The first one is, sorry. The first one is the letter P, stand for the point. Next is E, the elaboration, example, and L, link back to the question. All right. So as you can see, the HHIIB is hello, how are you? In my opinion, I hope you like my suggestion, and last one is bye. All right. Now we'll proceed to the second issue is the student unable to identify the words in the paper for listening audio. For example, they don't know where are they currently when they listen to the audio. So what I do to help them is to use to manage the time properly and use the correct method to highlight the words in the exam question. For example, I told them to start using the highlighter once you are allowed to open the question, and you should stop using the highlighter once you listen to the word part 1. Okay, so they need to get ready to the question lah. All right. So as a result, their confidence and accuracy gradually improve. Right, now we'll proceed to issue 3. Okay, which is lack confident in speaking during the paper 3 oral test. Sorry, as you can see, the 25 students I put here, almost from the total of the student, they have the same issue, and the rest of the student are I can consider them as top performing student. All right. So for less confident, what I did for them is weekly speaking corner practice. What it is? It is a short session that I organized to make the student have the confidence to talk. Okay, for example, every week on Sunday, I will pick 1 or 2 students to talk about a random topic during the assembly. Okay, they will have to talk for 5 minutes to improve their speaking. Apart from that, I also come up with the 8E. Okay, the 8E is very important. As I mentioned, my school is considered as rural area, so they are a low achieving student. They can't understand. Some of them can't understand the word in the question. So what I do to help them, to prevent them from being silent throughout the exam, what I do is to come up with the 8E elaboration. What it is? This is like a general sentence that prevent them from being silent. For example, in part 3, where student will discuss with their friend, for example, the question is ways to manage stress. And one of the way is to have a healthy diet, but they don't understand what is healthy diet. So they will just use this sentence. For example, it will be like, in my opinion, the best way to reduce stress is by improving by consuming healthy diet. This is because it enhances our quality of life. Okay, it helps them to make a simple elaboration without having to understand the point. Okay, all right. So next is issue 4, the limited vocabulary. Okay. Without sufficient vocabulary, students struggle in reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Therefore, every student kept a vocabulary bank using pocket notes. Okay, so in these pocket notes, they will have some words which is always come up in the question. For example, as you can see here, pastime, which is hobby, leisure, masa lapang. Okay, not every student don't understand the question, but I want every student to master the words. Alright, so students learn new words regularly, revise them frequently, and apply them using classroom activity. These simple habits gradually strengthen their vocabulary and improve overall language proficiency. Alright, so based on the intervention, this is the final result for their SPM. As you can see, for PAT, on the pass rate was only 30%, but for the actual SPM, the pass rate is 84.2%. Okay, there is 1 student absent for the SPM, and 13% is failed the exam. All right. So I guess that's all from me for today. I hope my sharing today will bring benefit for teachers. Okay. So I put a question session. Is there any question? Alright. So that's it for me. Thanks you so much.
Okay, thank you very much to our overseas presenter, uh, Mr. Razi Amri bin Talhat from SMK Langkawi. So just sharing, SMK Langkawi is one of the schools that I have visited before, and in fact I know his colleague just now, Mr. Ahmad Taufik has been there for quite some time. All right, so it's quite a nice boat ride to the island. And you know, you take a ferry to Langkawi and then you take a boat to go to SMK Langkawi. Okay. Also fun fact, SMK Langkawi is not on the Langkawi Island itself. It's on Pulau Daya Bunting. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. Let's continue our day today. Right, still raining outside. Okay, so don't worry about anything happening outside. You just focus on the presenters here. Okay, so let's welcome our next presenter, Teacher Umi Nazirah binti Zainal. Okay, very good reception. Okay, from Mata Mahmud Padang Terap. Okay.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to the respected PPD officers, the presenters, and all members of the floor. My name is Umi Nazirah binti Zainal, representing Maktab Mahmud Padang Terap for sharing English panel best practices, the one that we did last year, 2025. Right. So let's move to the next slide. Okay. Before I begin, this is the only graph that I prepared, the only data that I prepared to you guys, all right? Last year, 2025 was a very amazing year for me. It was the first time that our school note GP with 3, oh my God, 3, yeah? From 5.211 in 2024 to 3.96 in 2025. So the subject actually recorded an encouraging improvement of 1.15. Okay. It was last year. This year, we are going to it. Okay. All right. So I'm sharing with you some practices that I did with my students as well as the teachers, the English teachers around me. So I did live marking, which I think is the very basic, the most common practice that every teacher did. Mentor-mentee or guru muda. We have PLC, and then trace the traits as well as step up program. So trace the traits and step up programs is a module that I designed for the students. All right, so let's begin with live marking. So live marking is a program that I really love to do with my students. I did live marking to mark their essays. We did it in the class, during extra classes, as well as like this one. We did in Bilik Guru, and the students come to me anytime that they want. I really encourage them to come and see me whenever they want. Do not wait for me to instruct them and come, but I encourage them. What was so lucky is that my students, Maktab Mahmud Padang Terap, the students are very good. They love to, they are so determined to improve themselves. They know that they need the teacher, so they come and see the teacher. All right. Okay. And next one is mentor-mentee program, or some schools call Guru Muda program. So Guru Muda program is a program that I did with the students. Every Form 5 and every Form 4 students have the program mentor-mentee, where I assign one student to be the coach, to be the mentor for each class. For your information, Maktab Mahmud only have 2 classes for each form. So we have boys and girls. So what I did was I assigned Guru Muda for each of them. I tell them the things that they have to do with their friends. Okay. So The good thing about guru muda, I still remember one moment. This student, the girl in the middle, Rashika Batrisha, the last year student, she come to me, told me that there was a student, Aina, yeah, the name is Aina, who was very weak in English, very, very weak. But she was very excellent in Arabic language, the Arabic language, like Usuluddin, Sharia, and etc. So what she did was, the Guru Muda, she translated the words from English to Arabic, the one that I cannot do. So I think that is a very good approach to have the Guru Muda, the one who are in the same level with them. So they teach their friends to be the same as them, to be the same level. All right. But after that, well, after some moments, we have Guru Muda since March. It's quite early. All right. But after some observations, I found that one Guru Muda alone cannot control, cannot manage the students. Yeah, because she or he is alone. And the members are like 34 of them. So after mid-year exam, I appointed some more Guru Mudas based on their results. The one who got A plus, A and A minus, to help the main Guru Muda to help the friends. Okay, right. And yeah, these are some Guru Mudas, the other Guru Mudas that I appointed. Then here as well, just now was the boy, this one is for the girls. All right, the next one is the PLC. All right, I know everyone is so familiar with PLC, and one of the PLC program that I practice is teacher sharing session, TSS. I did some phases of TSS. The first one was the sharing session with the English Padang Terap English teachers. So for your information, we had a few meetings last year, like once in 3 months. This is where we have the sharing at SMK Lubuk Merbau. We shared the best practices that we had with our respective schools. So as you can see on the slide was the head of panel from each school, right? I still remember some of the sharings. One was the one who shared by SMK Lubuk Merbau head of panel, Mr. Safwan. He shared a module relief, the modules that is used during relief, the teacher's absence. So I think this was quite good, yeah, because we are actually leaving the student to do something during our absence. And there's also a sharing from a teacher from SK Pedu, where she shared about the HIP program when she posted a video of 1 word a day on WhatsApp status. So when the students see the word, she or he can remember it. All right. I also have a TSS on Google Meet online. Yeah, we try our best to meet, but if we can't meet physically, we try to meet online. All is done by us, and obviously the help from our Miss Aina, our SIC Plus teacher. All right, and then we also have here again. This one, yeah. So our SSC Plus come to visit us at the school quite regularly, yeah. And then we also have, yeah. So this is me, have a sharing with my my step teachers. Yeah, I have to say this because I was the only English teachers at Mata Padang Terap since 3 years ago. The only English optionist teacher. Up until now, we don't have a new teacher yet. Yeah, so we have a number of my step teachers. We have you can see Miss Liana, Mr. Raimi, and we also have some more teachers. They are so fresh, active. So I make use of it to share with them, ask them to share with me some activities that they can help me to do with the students in the class. So yeah, they did the sharing. Alhamdulillah for that. But now we don't have the my step anymore, and it's me again. All right. Okay, next one is trace the traits. So trace the traits is done to focus on the guided writing. This is where I ask the student to highlight. So they have their highlighter to highlight a sentence that is complex sentence. All right. I also ask them to circle some cohesive devices that they use in the text, as well as to bracket. The square bracket, they have to bracket the topic sentence in each paragraph. And for your information, I do not really focus on email writing because my students are quite good in email writing, because I told them email is something that you have learned since you were in primary school, so you should have no problem in mastering the email writing. So I focus on guided writing as well as the part 3. So here you can see some projects that I did with the students. They circle, they highlight, and they bracket. Okay, the last one is the Step Up program. Is a module that I specially designed for the students who are weak. All right, and this is a very basic modules where I do not give them the example of what do we call that, a story or essay writing or etc., but I give them a template with some blank spaces. So this is done in phases, right? That first phase, fasa pertama, the first phase, they are going to fill in the gaps with word, only one word, but that word is also provided here. All right, they have to choose the correct word, the appropriate word to be filled in the blanks. And the next phase, after like 1 or 2 weeks, I give them a more challenging one. They are going to choose phrases. Phrase. Just now it was word, now it's phrase. All right, until the end, there are going to be a very few sentences provided by me and more blank spaces which they have to do. And these week students, they are going to come and see me every week to show the work, the module, right? Okay. And yeah, this is also the module, and that's it. All right. Okay, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Teacher Umi Nazira binti Zainal from Mata Mamuk Padang Terap. Okay, next we have a duo, right? From Sekolah Menengah Agama Darul Iktisam. There's 2 of you, correct? Okay. So let's give a warm hand to Teacher Siti Zafira binti Maisa and Teacher Nur Syaridah binti Samsudin from Sekolah Menengah Agama Darul Iktisam.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to everyone. So today, my colleague Siti Zafira binti Mat Isa and I, Nur Syaridah binti Syamsuddin, will be presenting our best practices that we have done in our school SMA Darul Iktisam, Kuala Nerang, Kedah. Okay, for your information, we are under PPD Padang Terap. Okay, before we proceed. All right, okay. Before we proceed, let us show to you our result in past 3 years. Okay, last year, SPM 2025 is the best result in 10 years. We have managed to lead by 1.46 compared to previous year. Okay, so now we are going to share. Okay, but before we share the best practices, to begin with, every school has more or less the similar issue like us. But here are the 3 major problems that we are facing in the school. So first, a lack of vocabulary. Second, lack of confidence in speaking. And 3, unable to write well under pressure. So now my colleague will be sharing what we are practicing in our school. Okay, the first one is...
Okay, so one of our best practices is helping students to improve their vocabulary. Okay, so we provided all students with 1,000 to chew module. Okay, chew is actually refers to a commonly helpful English word. Okay, or in Malay, chew means kunyah. So we hope that our students can chew all the 1,000 words by the end of when they are in Form 5. Alright, so this module really help our students a lot as they can directly refer to this word list
instead of using their thick dictionary, right? Sorry. All right, so here is the example. So we made it in the form of a booklet, so they can carry it around easily. All right, so for improvement this year, we had arranged the words in alphabetical order so that it will be more convenient for the student to refer to. All right, so we are going to our next second techniques, which is could.
All right, I believe that everybody's already know about kids, but for us, we are using could. All right, what is could? In general, many weeks to average students find it is difficult to start writing under pressure during examination. So could is actually QU question, D definition, and S is statement or a statistic. We eliminate the idioms because we know our students' level, they cannot memorize or use in context. So it's better for us to just focusing on 3. All right. Here is the examples of the students, what they did. So we can see the question there and then statistic. If you are asking me about statistic, I ask them to made up, logically made up. All right. So you have to mention that to your student if you want to use it. Okay, next, what we did in our school last year, speakathon relay.
Okay, for speakathon relay, usually students, we know they feel less confident, okay, when speaking English. So due to this issue, we came up with this idea, okay, so that students can practice speaking as much as they could with their friends, okay, without feeling the pressure. So how this activity is conducted, okay, first, we made the students sit in pairs, okay, so students need to complete a mind map. So here is the example of our mind map that we use, okay. So each pair will get different sets of questions. So we give them 10 minutes to complete the mind map. And then after the 10 minutes, they have 3 minutes to practice speaking. So this activity is designed for part 3, which is the discussion part. Okay. So then after the 3 minutes is up, okay, they have to move to other stations. So it goes on until the activity ended, all right? So this technique also helps our students to improve their brainstorming ideas, which is for their writing, okay? Not for only speaking, but they can also improve their writing ideas. Okay, so we are going to next technique that we use is speaking card. So I believe other school also use this technique. So the cards contain some useful phrases that student can use in their speaking test. Okay, so the phrases include phrases to ask or give opinions, phrases to agree or disagree, and also phrases for giving reasons. So this is the example, right? Okay, so we move on to live marking session and also Guru Muda.
All right, so another way that we do with our student is live marking, just like what MMPT have presented just now. We also do this. Okay, I think this is a must for us to do if we want them to improve, okay? So that they can know where they have done wrong and where to improve. We also have Guru Muda, if you could see the picture of our student here. In every English lessons, okay, that we carry out, we do believe that Guru Muda is needed to make sure that they can maintain their good result by teaching other friends, the MKO. They become the MKO. Besides, Guru Muda is also reachable anytime as they stay in the hostel. So they are not relying on the teachers only. Okay, next. Okay, as I already told you, our focus obviously to improve what our students lack of. So for speaking, because we do have speakathon relay just now, we do have cue cards, and then this is actually another technique, an acronym which is COPA ADOPA.
All right, usually students will have problems in taking turn during speaking. So to avoid long pauses and give them ideas on how to carry out the discussion, we introduce this framework to them. The students are using the framework, okay, for them to get used to the flow of the discussion. Okay, gradually, once they are already mastered the framework, they don't need the framework anymore once they're used to it, so we can see the flow. Okay, so what are the Copa Adopa? If you could see on the screen, it's actually question, opinion. A is for add select. We do have peer. You know peer, right? One of the way for us to make the students to expand their ideas. But here in our school, we have select, which is C is content, EL elaboration, EX is example. And then they will ask question to their partner, and Adopa will be B students. So it will be, they are taking turn by using that. I think that's all from us. Okay, that's the only 5 things that we can share what we did. So we really hope that it can help you. If it is beneficial, maybe you can try and reach us. What do you think? Okay, so is there any question? Okay, if there's none, we will make our move. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you to both teachers from SMA Darul Iktisam. We are down to our last 3 schools. Okay. Okay, seems like we are on track. Okay, now let's have our next presenter. Actually, my former coachee from SMK Muazzam Shah previously. Now she's in SMK Tanah Merah. Okay, so let's welcome Madam Nur Ain binti Puran from SMK Tanah Merah.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. I'm teacher Nur Ain Buran from SMK Tanah Merah, Pendang. So today I will be presenting our English language SPM 2025 performance, the intervention implemented throughout the year, and the impact of these programs on our students' achievement. Okay, here's the panel, but let's skip this part. All right. Okay. I will now present the overall performance of the English language subject in SPM 2025, followed by a comparison with the previous 2 years. So the data demonstrate clear progress in several key performance indicators. So the number of SPM English candidates varied across the 3-year period, with 103 candidates in 2023, 120 candidates in 2024, and 113 candidates in 2025. So the candidates came from diverse socioeconomic and academic backgrounds. So they represented a wide range of English language proficiency level, from high achieving learners to those requiring intensive academic support. So many students face varying learning challenges, including limited exposure to English outside the classroom, so differences in learning pace and varying level of motivation and confidence. All right, I will now present the overall performance of the English language subject in SPM 2025, followed by a comparison with the previous 2 years. So the data will demonstrate clear progress in several key performance indicators. Okay, so this graph shows the trend of the English language grade point average or GPM from 2023 to 2025. So the GPM improved from 6.96 in 2023 to 6.57 in 2024 and further improved to 5.81 in 2025. So as a lower GPM indicates better performance, this improvement reflects a significant increase in students' overall achievement and demonstrate the effectiveness of the intervention implemented throughout the year. All right. So next, the number of high achiever has shown consistent growth over the past 3 years. So in 2023, we recorded 8 students achieving grades A+, A and A minus. So this increased to 13 students in 2024 and further increased to 17, and adding one more after a rechecking. So the result which made the total of A's to be 18 students. So this positive trend indicates that more students are not only passing but also achieving excellence in English. All right, the numbers of moderate achievers also increased significantly. So from 27 in 2023, the figure rose to 41 students in 2024 and reached 54 students in 2025. So this increase suggests that many students successfully progress from lower performance band to stronger achievement categories. Next is the number of students in the borderline pass category, grades D and E, showed a gradual decline over the 3-year period. So the figure decreased from 50 students in 2023 to 58 students in 2024, and before falling slightly further to 47 students in 2025. So although the reduction was modest, it indicates steady progress in reducing the number of students performing at the minimum pass level and reflects the positive impact of the intervention strategies implemented. So one of the most significant improvement can be seen in the number of students who failed the subject. So the number of failures decreased from 31 students in 2024 and to only 12 students in 2025. So this reduction of 19 students highlights the positive impact of our targeted intervention and continuous academic support throughout the year. So the overall pass rate reflects the success of this effort. So the pass rate increased from 74.17% in 2024 to 89.38% in 2025. So this represents an improvement of more than 15 percentage points and demonstrates substantial progress in students' achievement across all performance levels. All right. So to achieve the outcomes, the English panel implemented a series of structured intervention program throughout the year. So the following slides outline the major initiatives carried out in 2025 and their intended objectives. Okay, this is what we always do. Our first intervention was the weekly English tuition program. So the program was conducted from March until November and involved all Form 5 classes. So the tuition session focused on reinforcing language skills, strengthening examination techniques, and providing students with additional guided practice beyond normal classroom lesson. All right. Another important intervention was the implementation of the Sir Azrul adaptation module. Of course, from the module that we get from Sir Azrul from SMK Jabi, we improve a bit. Depends on we improve it a bit accordingly to our students' need. So this program targeted lower achieving students from classes 5S1, S2, and S3, which are the 3 back classes. So this module focus on essential language skill and examination strategies designed to help students achieve at least a passing grade. Alright, so this module really helpful. It helps students to write. It helps students to gain the confidence in writing, which we have this problem where our students don't want to try to write. Okay. In July, we organized a specialized answering technique program. So students were divided into 2 groups based on their performance level, which are high achievers and lower achievers. So this differentiation allowed us to provide more focused guidance and tailor our teaching strategies according to students' specific needs. Alright, following the SPM trial examination, students were provided with a compilation module consisting of trial examination questions from various states. So the module was used extensively during lessons and tuition session. So this exposure helps students become familiar with different question style and enhance their confidence in handling a wider range of examination tasks. This is because we believe that students need more practice. Alright. Okay, so the next module that we come up with is the T20 module, or the template tryout. Right, the T20 module, which focus on specifically on the speaking component. So all classes were introduced to structured speaking templates, particularly for part 3 of the speaking assessment. So our problem here is that our students don't have the confidence to speak, as they don't have the confidence to write. So we have to prepare a template for them to follow, just fill in the ideas. So this template helped them so much, especially in part 3, and easier for them to follow according to their turn. Right? So the objective was to improve fluency, confidence, and respond quality while ensuring that students were familiar with the assessment requirement. So the next program that we do is in October. Selected student participated in a program conducted in collaboration with UUM. So the program focused on practical strategies to help students achieve at least a grade C and above. So students were exposed to effective examination techniques, learning strategies, and motivational session aimed to maximizing their performance. So apart from student-focused intervention, the English teacher also participated in several professional development programs. So this includes school-level PLC session on PPT standard as well as district-level program conducted. So these opportunities enable teachers to strengthen pedagogical practices, share best practices, and remain updated with the current examination requirement to give the teachers more confidence in teaching to help the students. That's all. Any question?
Okay, thank you very much to Teacher Nurai. Next, we have representatives from SMK Kubu Panjang. There's 2 of you, right? Only one. Which one are you? Zulaiha. Okay. What happened to your partner? You don't have a partner. Okay. I have another name here. But it's okay. Okay, it's okay. All right. Let's have Madam or Teacher Siti Zulaiha Ashikin binti Roslan. Correct? Okay. Let's lend our ears to Teacher Siti Zulaiha from SMK Kubu Panjang, everyone.
Yes. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good morning. I am Siti Zulaiha Ashikin binti Roslan, the head of English panel at SMK Kubu Panjang. Today, I am honored to share our journey of cultivating excellence that took us from identifying deep-seated academic gaps and celebrate a landmark harvest in our 2025 SPM result. I will be sharing a little bit on what we use to transform our students' performance. So in 2025, SMK Kubu Panjang achieved a breakthrough. We reached an overall passing rate of 89.12%, with 170 students passing out of 193 candidates. That's it for SPM exam. So the most significant indicator of our growth is also our GPMP. We, after a slight dip to 6.75 in 2024, we successfully reversed the trend to achieve a 5.97, our best yet in 2025.
We also managed to move the middle group. We didn't just focus on passing. We strengthened our excellence score with 28 students getting A plus, A or A minus. And we also grow our merit layer with 48 students scoring between B plus and C. We realized that if we cannot move those lulus atas pagar kids, we had to, our whole school profile would change. So our TOV GPMP was actually 7.45, which is why we sit together as a panel, and we had nearly 111 students failing in the beginning of 2025. So we realized that generic teaching wouldn't work, so we mapped our strategies by identifying 3 major symptoms, which everyone have been talking about from the morning, I believe. So from the reading paper, students were trapped by distractors due to weak contextual analysis. For writing paper, we face a very high NA submission rates. NA meaning no answer at all. They didn't even try, didn't even bother to write. So that is why we get 111 fail in the beginning of the year. Because that it is not because they don't want to write. Some of them have trouble in constructing basic sentences. They don't know how to start. I believe that is the problem with quite a number of our students as well. And then finally, for speaking paper, oral communication was failing due to low confidence and a limited active vocabulary. So from this symptom, we established an ecosystem of intervention based on the 3 major problems just now. So we didn't just give them more worksheet, we give them strategies how to get marks. So addressing the first problem, we use the click methodology. It's a fancy name to tackle reading paper. So what click stands for is actually keyword, look for semantic matches, identify the core meaning, and compare options. So we have one golden rule when answering reading paper. If the answer has the same meaning, that is usually the correct answer. And from that method, that technique, we applied for halus and galus. We emphasize on identifying keywords and synonyms instead. We understand that for halus and galus, looking at reading paper, it will definitely look like foreign language to them. So instead of asking them to understand the stimulus, we ask them to identify or find synonym. Find something that's similar from the answer. If you can find the exact word, then that is a bonus. If you cannot find the exact word, you might find the synonym in the stimulus. So with this technique, students, even for Galu students, they are able to make smart, evidence-based guesses. And this ensures that all students can access the text and improve their reading performance using strategies appropriate to their ability level. So pillar 2 is for writing papers. So we focus on pillar 2, writing paper, through a scaffolded mastery approach. All students in our school use the same resources, which is a mastering module collection, a module invented by us, the panel member, where we combine questions according to the theme from Form 4 and Form 5. So these modules are questions only. The delivery, however, was carefully differentiated according to the student's proficiency level. So for the halus group, with the same module, they apply the write it right technique, where they master the SVO sentence to eliminate the non-attempt NA responses. Students were intensively drilled to produce simple but relevant answer that could secure minimum content marks. They were also trained to memorize text organization and utilize heavily scaffolded writing template. So we assure the Halus and Galus students, you are not writing something new because we are catering a large number of students. We give them confidence to and avoid leaving any section of the writing paper blank. For our Sederhana group, we focus on the cohesive devices. We build the content writing technique introduced earlier. And students in Sederhana group, they learn how to link ideas logically and improve the paragraph flow. This enables them to strengthen the organization, resulting in higher overall scores. Finally, for our Cemerlang group, the same module, but we use the Hot CO framework, polishing for perfection, where students train to construct more sophisticated responses using complex sentences structure, elaboration techniques, and appropriate idiomatic expression. This approach not only elevates their language proficiency, but also improve paragraph organization, as students learn to sequence and develop their ideas in coherent and purposeful manners. Finally, the third pillar focuses on speaking paper through templated oral fluency. We reduce cognitive overload by providing students with pre-memorized dialogue template. To ensure consistency and fluency, students were trained using this speaking framework from Form 4. So they have ample time for repeated practice. And we also made a deliberate effort to maintain the same speaking partner throughout the year. So from Form 4, that will be their speaking partner up until SPM. This familiarity helps students build confidence, develop natural interaction patterns, and reduce anxiety during paired speaking tasks. As a result, students were better able to focus on communicating their ideas effectively rather than worrying about the mechanics of the conversation or adapting to a new partner. So looking ahead, our mission at SMK Kubu Panjang, for 2026, we actually target a 100% passing rate. Last year, we got 31 failed students out of 193. So we are aiming for 0 failures this year with hope. So 188 students will carry the torch this year. We believe that by moving from growth to mastery, we can improve our school with literacy and communication skills needed for the future. So let us continue to cultivate excellence and empower the next generation of learners for the benefit of our students and future of education in Kedah. Thank you. Any question? Okay, thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Madam Siti Zulaiha Ashikin from SMK Kubu Panjang for her sharing just now. All right, so we have a couple more presentations to go. Right, so actually I missed one just now. I didn't write the school name in my list. So I thought from Kubu Panjang there's 2 teachers, actually just 1. So our next presenter, the one I missed just now. Okay. So don't worry, you are not escaping the presentation because I missed out. Okay. Let's welcome our next presenter, teacher Norfira and Nadia binti Zamri. Okay, very nice name. From SMK Sungai Limau, Yan.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. My name is Norfira Nadia binti Zaini and I come from SMK Sungai Limau, Yan, Kedah. Okay, so basically I'm from Yan district. Okay, so today I'm going to share with all of you the intervention that our English panel have done in our school, and for today I'm going to focus only on the speaking part. Okay, so the other intervention we have done, and it's turned out to be successful, and we focus on the speaking part because we think that speaking contribute lots of marks compared to other papers in the SPM. So now we move on to the introduction part, where why we invented this speaking, and we call it as a ring card. Okay, so sorry. Okay, now let's take a look on the aims of this ring card. So basically, our aim is to guide the people in their SPM speaking test, especially in part 3 where the people are usually start on. Okay, mostly my student in my school, they have very difficulty in start their conversation in part 3. So we come up with this intervention, so hopefully that it will help the candidates to speak during the test, not just sit there and keep quiet. So we structure this intervention in phases, where first we are going to identify the issues that faces by the pupils, then we design the card, and we implement it in the classroom according to the pupils' level. Okay, so this intervention come out to be positive, as the people were able to speak confidently during the speaking test. So my candidates last year, basically, even in the week class, they not struggle at all to speak. All of them can speak. Okay, so let's move on to the objective of this ring card. So the objective of this ring card is basically to guide people, as I mentioned before, to guide the pupils in their speaking tasks, especially the week 1. Okay, so basically in part 3, we give clear pictures on what the students or what the people should do to start their conversations. Okay. Okay, so after the trial of SPM 2025, so we come out with issues faced by the pupils. We identify. Okay, first we notice that our pupils in our school face difficulty in starting the discussion part. Okay, then they do not have idea to elaborate their points and are unable to meet the requirement of the marking scheme in terms of the communicative achievement, organizations, and the language. And then we also identify that the second speaker have no idea when to start the conversation. So from all this issue, we come up with the interventions. Okay, this is the ring card that we have produced for each of the candidate of SPM last year. They get a different card. So as you can see here, we have a set of card in pink color and also a set of card in orange one. Okay, speaker 1 usually they will get the pink one. So they know that when they get the pink one, they supposed to start first during the discussion part. Okay, and then the speaker 2 will get the orange one. So the speaker 2 know when they are going to take turn to begin their conversation. Okay, so as you can see over here that in this card, okay, they have few phrases that they need to memorize. Basically, we are going to give the phrases according to the student's level. Okay, the advanced one, they can produce their own sentences, but the weak one, the weak classes usually will get a simple sentence. Okay, this is where the students know to take turn. When we are providing this card to the candidates, they know that when the first student begin or start the conversation, the second student will follow whenever the first speaker or the first candidate say, do you agree, or what do you think, what is your opinion. So the second speaker know now it's their turn. Okay, so now as I mentioned before, how we plan the card or how we are going to give the card to each of the candidates. So first thing that we do is that we plan. Okay, we plan how the students get the card according to their level. Okay, we identify the issue faced by the student. If let's say the student come from the weak class, so we will come out with a simple sentences inside the card. Okay, so then we are going to design the card. After that, so after we have complete produce the card, usually in February, or sorry, not February, in March or May, the card already with them. Okay, so they will practice the card. So we are going to distribute the card to the students, and then they are going to use the card inside the classroom. So we do this cycle throughout the years until the candidates can actually memorize all the phrases and all the words inside the card. And to my surprise, that usually when the SPM, the real SPM, all my students, even in the weak class, they say, teacher, the question is quite easy because I use the card that you give to us, and then when we just follow the sequence that you already put inside the card, so we manage to answer the question. Okay, so now let's take a look on our school GPMP. So basically you can see, I can say that last year 2025 is the most achievements, is the higher achievement that we have achieved so far. From 2024, you can see here that our GPMP is 6.68, then it increased to 5.73 this last year. So I'm hoping that this year we can actually maintain the GPMP or increase a little bit, because this year we have like 156 of candidates compared to the last year. We only have 136, and the passes of the students last year is 27, which mean that only 9 fail of English subject. Okay, so this is the example of how we done the ring card inside the classroom. Each pairs or each candidate will get a set of card. Okay, they will bring the card every time they have English, and they will practice with their partner. Sometimes they use the sentences inside the inside the card in their writing. They apply it in their writing. So that is the beauty when I set the card to each of the candidate. So I think that's all the intervention that I want to share with all of you. So I'm hoping that this sharing may give benefit to you. That's all. Thank you. Any question?
Okay, thank you, Madam Norfira and Nadia from SMK Sungai Limau. Okay, from Yan, we will move to Kuala Muda. From SMK Bidong. Bidong is in Yan also. Okay. You learn new things every day. Sorry. Both schools from Yan lah. So SMK Bidong from PPD Yan. Let's have listen to Teacher Darmini Baskaran, okay, who's going to share with us her intervention. Right?
A very good afternoon to our JPN, PPD officers, SIC plus officers, and all the educators from all over Kedah. I'm Teacher Darmi Baskaran. Okay, I'm Teacher Darmi Baskaran from SMK Pido. And before I dwell further into the interventions, I would like to give a brief introduction of my school, SMK Bidong. Well, SMK Bidong is situated in the district of Pian, and every year we have around 1,002 plus minus students. And as for students who sat for SPM, for last year we had around 265 students. And these students, they range from excellent to students who really need our help, big students. Okay. And as teachers from the language team, we realized that in order to improve on our GPMP and our percentage, we need to help these students, especially the weak students, to shift from those students they usually score D's and E's. So we have to help these students in order to improve on our GPMP and our percentage. Okay. So most of the students were trapped in the bands of D's and E's. So the language team, they came up with a twin focus intervention. So the first one was back to basic, speak up program. The first one was back to basic, which is basically a module focuses on grammar practices. And the second intervention was on speak up program, which focuses on students improving students' speaking skill. So let's look at the timeline when we started the program. So January and February was on the preparation part with the modules, and starting from mid February until March was the we have already given the modules to the students to be done in the classroom. And starting from April until they sat for the examination, we alternated back to basics and speak up program. Okay. And now let's look at the objectives of the programs. The first one is back to basics. The objective were to improve the people's grammar foundation, and number 2 was to promote their interest in English with simple and fun grammar modules. Okay, and as for speak up, the objective was to improve the people's speaking skill, and number 2, to make people feel confident in speaking English with their partners. So for this speak up program, the students were given chance to practice speaking with their partners, the actual speaking partners for their SPM examination. Okay. And another objective for back to basic was to help these students, we are talking about the weak students, to help them to write at least simple sentences correctly. Okay. And the beauty of this intervention was it was conducted in the classroom, number 1, and it takes just 10 minutes to be conducted. Even at first, it was a bit challenging, but later on, when the students understood the process, the flow, and so forth, it was we were able to conduct it within 10 minutes. Okay. So as for back to basics, we had to prepare the module, and for speak up, we used the Kampoi module that was provided by our JPN and PPD officers. And now let's look at the performance trend. So looking at the performance trend, starting from 2023, the year 2023 until the year 2025, we can see there's a shift in the lemah to Sederhana and Cemerlang. If we look at 2024, we had around 46.78% who scored D's and E's, and the following year, there's a reduction in the percentage. Okay, so apart from the success of these interventions, we still had challenges while conducting these two interventions. So the first one was time constraint, and the second one was people did not want to focus to complete the task given. So I think all of us, we do have these kind of challenges in our class. And as for this year, we prepared the modules earlier. Okay, and moving on, as for our Speak Up program, the challenges that we faced was time constraint, and apart from that, we had students who did not want to participate, because here we are talking about students who are not excellent. We are talking about students who are weak, who even struggle, pronouncing simple words. So that's the reason we had, when we started this program, the student did not want to participate. But later on, when we have drilled them, we have given them the structure on how to start, how to explain on the ideas and so forth, they were able to participate actively with their partners and so forth. So these challenges or the problem was not permanent, it was just temporary. Okay, so as for this year, what we did was we used timer, not just for the weak students, even for the excellent students. Because the moment we start using timer, they reduce on the pauses. They don't pause that many times. They realize that how much time they're wasting when they pause. And then we thought of giving the students rewards as well if for their participation. But if we are not able to buy something, we can still use our words to motivate them to participate in a way. Okay, and I think that's all from me, from my school, SMK Bidong. And these are the pictures of my students for this year. Okay, so the activities we have conducted as well. So we hope for this year, there will be even more, we will be able to improve on our results as well. Okay, so thank you very much. That's from me, Dharmi Bhaskaran from SMK Bidong. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you, Teacher Dharmini Bhaskaran from SMK Bidong.